Bonjour and bonsoir. Today, a very special This Week in Startups. Kirsten Winkler, who runs the Paris chapter of the This Week in Startups cult, is going to be live from Paris with 3 great startups. And Tyler is here live in studio. He got a last flight out of Costa Rica before the revolution, and he's going to give us some very special insights. All that and more right now on This Week in Startups.
That's what it's all about, man. They said money is the root of all evil. What? Funny how it feeds my people. Yeah. We ain't gonna live like equals until we get the money, spend the money, and defeat you. Yeah. Money is the root of all evil. What? Funny how it feeds my people. Yeah. We ain't gonna live like equals until we get the money, spend the money, and defeat you.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to This Week in Startups, episode number 131. This is a very global show, as you all know, and we did global meetups, and we found some leaders, Tyler, in different countries, different cities, and boy, I have to tell you, Paris and London, neck and neck now for the best chapters of This Week in Startups. They get together every couple of months, and they have a little, almost like a little mini Shark Tank. They have or a mini launch conference. Yeah. A bunch of different startups present. Everybody drinks some wine, or in the case of in London, they drink some beer and fish and chips. They drink some wine and have some brie cheese in Paris. And they vote on which ones they like best. And then we see the cream of the crop here on the show. And let me tell you something. Every startup on the internet is by definition international. If you think about your startup only as in your country, you actually need to look at your Google Analytics, sweetheart, because by default, every content site, almost every site, has 35% international traffic from the get. And if you look at the revenue coming out of companies like Google and Microsoft, it's majority outside the US. The United States is a small but influential part of the world. Entrepreneurship has taken off around the world, even in places where previously maybe entrepreneurship wasn't that big. And Paris, let me tell you something, France wasn't super pro-entrepreneur, but there's a group of people in Paris who are like revolutionaries there, who are really great entrepreneurs, and we're going to hear from them today. But I just want to remind people to try MailChimp. MailChimp. I got a Trada ad behind me, but I really, right now I want to talk about, I'll talk about Trada too, but MailChimp I want to talk about first. The newly upgraded free plan includes the ability to manage lists with up to 2,000 subscribers. Do you have a subscriber list for Skweal?
No.
What? We've been together for how many years? 4 years, and I told you email on, I want, by the EOD,
nope.
I want a mailing list just for insiders.
No.
Why not?
I intentionally counter. I go
you don't,
counter.
You going counter?
I'm the zagger on everything. So
why wouldn't you have an email list? Don't you want to communicate with? What about for the
I almost didn't do a Twitter account.
I see. You don't. Oh, but that's because you're rolling it out. You don't want people to know about it that much. You're trying to keep it low key.
It's that my audience is the retailers.
But what if you had all the retailers on a mailing list? And you could send them little secrets on how to.
Then I would.
Yes. See, so every business can use MailChimp. You just got to think about it for a second. Think about it for a second. Think about who your constituency is inside of your business, and then think about if you had an ongoing email relationship with them. What would that do? Because you can't call everybody. You need leverage when you're running a business.
Yeah.
You could, boom, take that email list of everybody signed up for your service and then email them and just say, hey, message from the founder. Yeah. Steve Case used to do this at AOL. It was brilliant. It was a letter from the founder. It made you feel like you were part of the company. It added excitement. You can add excitement to your startup by building an email relationship with your constituents, whether they're your customers or the clients, the people who pay for the service. There is no contract. There is no BS trial. The free plan is always free. Those are the things that you can tell when you have a confident company. When I have companies come in here, and we've been going through this year after year after year, and they say, you have to sign a 2-year contract. You know what I say? You don't believe in your product. Software as a service should be monthly. Pay as you go. Cancel at any time. Get a full refund. Well, guess what? MailChimp is so confident that they'll let you leave because they know there's nothing better out there. And we all know that. It's now integrated with Amazon's new SES, that simple email service. If you want them to handle your transactional emails, sure, why not? And we use MailChimp to send the launch newsletters, which I'm behind. I have 2 newsletters I need to edit this weekend. I'm running out of time. And you can sign up for it at launch.is/newsletter. I love MailChimp. MailChimp. My God. Woof.
It's almost like a theme song now. It's like
No, they made a little. Somebody should make an EEE theme song.
But, yeah, no, but it's like those car, Toyota Carlsbad. It's like a
it's like a jingle.
jingle.
Somebody should make a jingle. Somebody should make like a techno. Somebody should make like the what's that called? Dubstep remix. Make a dubstep remix out of the MailChimp thing, and I will send you a free bag of monkey chips. No, I come home, my daughter goes like this to me, because she has this monkey, and every time we put the monkey in the tree, and then we have a tree in the house. It's very cool. My wife has all this like Montessori, like school books, and she's been reading about them. So she sets up scenarios. So she's got a tree, and in the tree are like 3 or 4 different monkeys. So I'm like, where's the monkey? So now she just loves that. So everywhere, when she meets somebody, I'm like, say hello. She's like, It's very funny. I got my daughter promoting MailChimp as well. Okay. This is not the normal time we have the program, just for people who are tuning in for the first time. Normally we're Fridays at 1 p.m. and Tuesdays at 1 p.m., but we did a little bit earlier so people in Paris didn't need to stay out all night. They probably will stay out all night. Kirsten, are you there? Can you hear me? Kirsten.
Hi, Jason. We are here, just waiting.
Bonsoir, everybody. How are you doing? How is Paris? Yes, everybody's there. That's fantastic. Tell me, Kirsten, looks like the turnout was, again, sold out, correct? How many people are there?
I would say we have about 40 people here in the audience tonight.
Yeah, and that's the capacity of the space. Are you using the Microsoft space? Did I read that correct?
Yes, for the first time, Microsoft was so kind and invited us on their campus here in Paris. Wow,
beautiful looking space. You had 6 companies present. Did you come to some consensus of what the 3 top ones were?
So if you wanted to get started right away, I would say I give you the first company. Their name is i-Dispo, and a young man called Ismael is going to pitch on the Shark Tank.
Okay.
So
all right. So Ismael, your company is i-Dispo, and why don't you pitch us on the company? Tell us about it for a minute or two.
Okay, I will start my pitch with some facts and number. Do you know that the average number of emails that are exchanged to arrange a meeting with people is about 5, and that this number could grow up to 10 if there are more than 2 people involved in the meeting? And do you know that we lost about 5 minutes to make a booking or arrange a meeting with some people by phone call? Now imagine that there is a unique and universal place where any people could share their availabilities, and that it becomes possible to access this information from any connected devices. This is not about create a new booking portal system like OpenTable, like ZocDoc. This is not about create a new calendar system like Outlook, like J-Calendar. They are doing great job and great product. This is about create a new platform that will connect it to all of this existing system. It is for the same way Google troll web page. i-Dispo will troll all the agenda in the world in order to provide a unified way and universal way to access availabilities of people and request appointment. It means that you can, in a single operation, book an appointment with your restaurant, a movie in a theater nearby, and a cab to go at home after the theater. The business model is simple. Access to platform is free, and only the local professional will pay to be on the top of the result. And the commission will be shared among all the contributors. Companies like Microsoft, like Orange, like OpenTable are already use our platform to enrich their existing services. Thanks.
Great, awesome. Well done. I just want to say right off the bat, I am intrigued. It is an API. I got the idea, and the website I didn't because I don't read French perfectly, and the translate from Google is not perfect. But if I heard correctly, he wants to index in a database and then allow, via an API, all of the booking and schedule information that could possibly be available across any system. So that if you wanted to book an appointment, you could ping their API and see all the open restaurant appointments from OpenTable, or all the calendar appointments from somewhere else, and then facilitate it. I really like platform ideas. You have platform companies getting taken seriously now because you have so many developers and products are becoming so intertwined. I was on a flight just yesterday coming back from San Francisco, and on the flight was a guy from Comcast, and he was an API guy, and he had built an API that allowed you to, when you were on, let's say you were on the Wikipedia page for a television show for Mad Men, if you clicked record, it would record it on your DVR. You would never have to go to your DVR to record it. It's a pretty brilliant idea, or if you're on IMDb. And so he's going around asking people to put the Comcast record button. Of course, it'd be great if it was just record, period, and it went through some central service which had you registered and knew if you were DirecTV, Comcast, or Time Warner. But hey, it's a start. And that's the kind of stuff that is really going to make life great, is when you mix two peanut butter and chocolate things and have a delicious taste. I would have liked to seen in the pitch a really concrete example. Like the one I just gave. So, hey, you've got a blog and you write about movies, and it lets you query the movie database and show the times in relation to your location. Or, hey, you have a blog that is about restaurants, and you have a little button at the bottom that shows tonight's availability for reservations and tomorrow night's availability for reservations.
Dentist appointments and all that.
You have a site like City Search, or a blog like, a Gawker, or a blog about New York, Gothamist. And on Gothamist, it just shows along the right-hand side on the restaurant section, here are all the restaurants that have availability tonight that are in our top 20 list. It's interesting, application, so I love it. What did you think of the pitch, and what did you think of the idea, Tyler?
You're right that it needs to, platforms that are inherently a little more difficult to demo. Right?
Always.
Yeah, but you have to say, okay, let's show one example. And my favorite platform pitches always start off by saying, using one case, and then saying, by the way, this is not just for this use case. This is a platform. It's the platform reveal.
It's a platform reveal. Yeah. That's a great one. So it's a little bit of a bait and switch. It's like, oh, you thought I was going to just tell you this is OpenTable, but it's actually so much more.
Right.
But wait, there's more.
Right.
I think that's a great point, Tyler. Really great tip. Ismael, I would give this pitch, oh wait, no, we're not going to give the scores. What we're going to do is we're going to go to the end, and then Tyler and I will vote on which ones we picked as the best presentation, okay?
Sure.
So just remember i-Dispo. Also, dash in the name is pretty terrible, but you can fix that once you raise some money. Well done, Ismael. Do you want to reply to any of that?
Yeah.
Any feedback?
Thanks.
Any feedback from you? Do you think about changing the name, or?
Yes, we are thinking about expanding to the US, and we are thinking about changing the name.
Yep. Okay. Those are two great ideas.
Yep.
Awesome.
Thanks.
Awesome. Great. So thanks for the feedback, Jason and Tyler. Should we go on with the next company right away?
Hey, by the way, how did you find these companies? Kirsten, if I can ask, did you just do a tweet or post to your blog? How did you find these great companies?
Yeah, well, these companies, I know some, then I get some recommended. Of course, we are on the social media out there, and a lot come over, connections from other Parisian entrepreneurs. And, well, I have to say that our TWiST Meetup is getting more and more well-known and sort of established in the Parisian scene as well. So people are actually happy to do some pitching in English as well, which is a great training. And, of course, having your feedback as such an experienced entrepreneur and also investor, of course.
Yep. Awesome. Great. I'm really thrilled with the quality of the first company. Let's hear from the next company.
Okay, the next company is called Balloon, and we will have Romain giving you a short pitch of Balloon.
Okay, the next company is Balloon, and the website is Balloon Up. Balloon Up is the website. I would help if I put two O's. Balloon Up. And it's, okay, there we go. Beautiful. Okay, let's hear from Romain David, the founder of Balloon.
Yes, hi Jason, hi Taylor.
Hello.
So Balloon is a web and mobile service that enable all the attendees of an event to participate live with their mobile phone. So I'm sure, Jason, for instance, that you ever encounter a classic problem during a conference, like Q&A, how to manage questions, how to get the most relevant question during the conference. Well, in a Balloon conference, all the attendees can ask any question at any time with their mobile device, like text message, tweet, mails, and our iPhone app soon. So we help speakers, organizers, and attendees to get the most out of a conference. We sell the product actually via our website to all event organizers in the world, and they can parameter and choose their features on the website. We started the company in July 2010, and we have covered more than 150 events with 65 customers, and we made already 100,000 euros in revenue since July. Thank you.
Wow. That was amazing. I am blown away.
That's a lot of macaroons.
That's a lot of macaroons. I am ready to go to, what's the macaroon place we go to when we're in Paris?
La Durée.
La Durée. Oh, mon Dieu. La Durée. I love those pistachio. Oh. And what about the ones with the rose? Is it rose water? Oh, yeah. Mon Dieu. We need to make a trip to Paris. When was the last time we were in Paris? It's been 2 years.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I mean, it's just...
Happy to have you in Paris again.
I'm starting to think about that bakery, J. Julien, with the pain au chocolat. I go there at 6:30 in the morning. That's what I do when I go to Paris.
That's the secret to get the fresh
6:30 in the morning, you get yourself those fresh croissants. I go for a run. I do a little run to the Arc de Triomphe, and then I circle around the Eiffel Tower, underneath the Eiffel Tower, which is great, down the steps. And then I go right along the River Seine, and right through the Garden Toulouse, is how you pronounce it, I think, and then right into the Louvre, and then back around to the 8th and Drosman to my hotel. Boom. And then I have 2 croissants after running for 45 minutes. I ruined the whole run. Okay, this company, let me tell you something. I have been waiting for somebody to do this. I've been doing events for 15 years. 15 years ago, I had people pitching me on using these kind of systems for $50,000 to $100,000 at an event.
Wow.
And it required that one person would have a brick like this, and they would vote like A, B, or C. And there would be like 5 guys in a control room back there launching a rocket, just to get people to take a survey.
Right.
Then, I don't know, 6, 7 years ago, it became a device about this big, and it used to be only 10 people in the audience had one, so like every row would vote. Then they had these ones that everybody could use. But those units, they look like they were made like in Taiwan with like that weird overlay, and you press the button, you don't know if you actually voted, so you press it again and you get 7 votes. It's terrible. And those were like $50,000 an event. It was a total ripoff. Now everybody's got a smartphone. I always said to myself, why can't we do polls over somebody's smartphone? And then people started coming out with these SMS versions, which, let's face it, I mean, people are going to make mistakes. It's going to be very hard and cumbersome to use. But if somebody created something with a beautiful name that was easy and to use, and that you could submit a question, and you could vote on something, and it was just as easy as using an iPhone app, well, gee, I'd pay for that. And this is it, and it looks good. I am in shock. I love it. Casting votes. I mean, it literally has everything I want. It has asking questions and organizing the questions. It has moderations. It has casting votes. It has quizzes. I'm going to use this at launch next year. Absolutely. This is fantastic. I have been waiting for this, and I mean, this is what innovation is about. You know, so everybody says, like, oh, you got to be in Silicon Valley, or do you have to be in Austin? Do you have to be in New York? It doesn't matter where you are. If you make a great, beautiful product, and you have intelligent people who iterate on that product in a market, it's going to work. And look, they got the pricing down pat. They used the 37 Signals Classic, you know, Zendesk pricing. Here's, you know, the interactive. Here's the unlimited. Here's the on-demand. And hey, you know what? $1,000, you know, a couple $100 if you're running an event, not a big deal. I don't think it's that big of a deal. And this one is, I think, unlimited, and you could probably use this for many events. I'm not sure exactly, but Yeah, how is this for? Oh, I see. One is for 24 hours, one is for 72 hours, and one is for 2 weeks. That's great. That is a great idea, because if we were going to use it for our event, it would be 72 hours, 590 euros. That's about $1,000. I mean, any event you throw is going to cost $300, $400, $500. This pricing is ridiculously affordable. This might be underpriced. But I mean, I like underpricing stuff because then you get people to use it. I would actually, maybe, there needs to be a free version with maybe just like you could limit the number of polls. But I do like this idea of limiting it by time. That kind of works too. So I love this idea. I absolutely love it. I think the execution is very nice. And I love the name, Balloon Up. I mean, Balloon is the name, but since you can't get balloon.com, adding an up, it's sort of like Go Balloon, but instead Balloon Up, it's pretty easy to remember. Although ballooning up, I guess that would mean you're getting fat. But anyway, Tyler, what are your thoughts?
How hard would it be to make this browser-based instead of app-based?
Yeah, that's a good question. Does it also work over the browser, or do you have to have an iPhone?
No, it works on any browsers. And then on the iPad and upon any browser of any computer.
Ah, so it's not. Oh, wait, but you do have clients. These are your clients who've used it. So it's a web app, not an iPhone app.
We are launching the iPhone app. It's in about 1 month.
Oh, okay. So you'll either be able to use. You just go to a URL, and how do you structure the URL? Is it like balloon up /launch, or do I put it on my site with the JavaScript? How do you do it?
No, we are putting it on another URL, which is more friendly for the user. We have a French one, which is votrequestion.com, like yourquestion.com.
Yeah.
And for the events abroad, we have interactive.com.
Beautiful. I mean, I think one thing you could do is charge for also having a dedicated URL. So if I wanted to do launch, .is or whatever, vote launch or whatever, some conference thing. That'd be great too, and be worth paying for $100 to put it at a domain. What else did you think, Tyler? What did you think of the pitch?
Pitch was good.
Yeah, it was pretty
product
tight.
is super solid from the looks of it.
Yeah, very well thought out.
Yeah, every sort of consideration, like a very cute logo, and the site's real tight and easy to understand.
Site is well done. Let me give you one piece of advice. When you're looking at your global navigation, you have home, features, clients, pricing, help, contact. That's all great. One thing that I think people overlook is typically screenshots. And you can tell the story through the features page, and that's where I assumed if I went to the features page, I would see the screenshots. I think just putting screenshots right up top, and then when you click it, you go to a tour, but that's via screenshot, so it just has a picture. Users submit questions, moderators delete questions.
Yeah. You know why that is? Is this front page that he has here?
Yeah.
And this is very common. At the bottom of that page, towards the left side, those chunks of text.
Yeah.
It's a very common thing to do. However, did you read the text? I mean, you read the headings of those, but
I read the headings. I just want to see pictures.
Right. People will
read.
read pictures, and more importantly, they'll remember the pictures.
Yeah.
So if you communicate it via photo, it tends to have a more stickiness.
Yeah. You could basically more use of photos, because if you look at the amount of space just above the fold, the only indication I have of the actual product is the voting up, dig-like, Quora like, Mahalo answers like, balloon screenshot here with the people in front of it in the iPhone app, and I want to see more of that.
Yep.
But other than that,
you could easily walk. There's like 6 steps to somebody using this, right?
Yeah, I would just
walk them through the 6 steps.
But even here,
visually,
it says conferences, seminars, training, corporate events. I mean, you could just be pictures.
That could be a list as well.
Yeah.
A bullet point list, which
Anyway, and then you have the value propositions here, which do have images, which draw you into it. It's really.
We're getting nitpicky, but that's a really
we're in the nitpicky because we care and because we had nothing else to say other than this is awesome.
Pretty much right.
Is it Romain or Roman?
Romain.
Romain. Romain, why did you create the product and when did you create it?
We created in June, July 2010. And we're just getting bored by classic conferences when you cannot participate, when you cannot ask questions, when you have to wait the last 5 minutes to ask your question. And we have all our iPhone, our mobile phone, any device, and we are using it So why don't using it for the good, for the sake of the conference? So that's why we decided to launch Balloon.
Yeah, so there's only one thing I'm going to insist on, which is you have to have a free version. A limited free version that can accept up to 25 questions, up to 5 polls, up to 10 polls, something like that. You got to have a free version so people can get in there and try it. That would be the only thing I'm going to really demand is a free version, because somebody will come along and do this for free. And if they do, everybody's going to try their product. They're never going to know about yours. So in the early stages, come up with something that's free. Maybe using it for 1 day is free. 1 day conferences are free. 2 day conferences pay. That makes sense to me. The 1 day conferences don't have as much money. The 2 day conferences do.
Or limited it to 50 people that can reply.
Yeah, oh, that's a great way to do it too. Like SurveyMonkey is actually very good, Tom.
Right.
SurveyMonkey limits the number. You can get an unlimited number of responses, but to see them, you have to pay. So I did surveys, and it was like, oh, the first 100 responses are free, but I couldn't see the details. So I couldn't see what people wrote in. So I was like, $200 a year for SurveyMonkey? Yeah, I'll do it. I just love the idea of free, right? We heard about MailChimp earlier, free for up to 2,000. You're artificially limiting the number of people who are going to try the product, which is never a good idea. Kirsten, wow, it's getting better.
Great, so we didn't disappoint you in our selection of the companies.
No, so far so great. Let's hear.
The only thing that's confusing is same thing with London. The quality of these startups that coming out of Paris and London are every bit as good as stuff you'll see coming out of the U.S.
Absolutely.
It's we got to fix. There's a definite gap between who gets the attention though. It's like how to foster and bring more attention to.
Yeah, I think that a company like this, if they if this was in the United States right now in the Valley, it would be at every event.
That's exactly right.
Every event would have it. I mean, it would just be boom. Yeah, you got to really. I don't know exactly the best way to do it, but there has to be some model of hiring an evangelist in the United States, for people. And it would be great if there were people who were. This is an idea for somebody in the United States who has ADD or ADHD or whatever you call it. Become an evangelist for companies from France, like if you're a native, maybe if you're an expat or something like that, and then get 3 of these companies and be the representative of the United States and charge each one of them 1/3 of your salary, or give yourself a raise of 1/3 and charge each one 1/3 of your salary and make a little bit extra. But anyway, the point is, if these guys could buy an evangelist in the United States for $1,500 a month or something, or $2,000 a month, and they got 1/3 of their week. Boy, would they! I'm sure they would do it, and then they could just go to conferences and talk about it, and interact with the U.S. market and sell it. Boy, would that be a huge win! This is a great company. All right, let's hear from the next company.
Last thing, please. We're coming to New York in June for the Internet Week.
Fantastic!
Smart,
very smart. Some events there.
Yeah, that's a great thing to do, and maybe what you should do is try to get a deal with Lanyard. Lanyard is a conference site that's really gaining some momentum here in the United States. That's really cool. I would talk to Lanyard as well.
And also there's other sites that are helping event coordinators find venues and things like that.
Yeah, and Eventbrite.
Yeah, and of course Eventbrite. Yeah.
Yeah, if you could plug into Eventbrite, you would have more clients than you ever knew what to do with.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, that would be a great thing. Is you build an integration with Eventbrite. So if you're an Eventbrite customer, you get to try it. Yes. You get some better deal, or a 25% discount, or you give them a 25% kickback, something. Okay, let's do the last company.
Okay, so the last company is called Newz, and that's actually, I'm happy to have a female entrepreneur presenting the Newz, and she's called Astrid.
Hi, Jason. Hi, Taylor.
Hello.
Bonjour. And so tell me the name of the company again.
It's Newz, L-E-N-E-W-Z.
Got it. Okay, go ahead.
So Newz is a news app that brings you news stories on topics that you actually care about. So I don't know about you, but as a web entrepreneur, I'm obsessed with tech news. I read them all. There are a bunch of geeky news services for that, and they're great. But come on, I also have a life, and there are tons of other things I want to keep track of. But I don't have time for that. So we created the Newz. How does it work? It's really simple. All you have to do is create your newswire by creating a cluster of tags to describe what your newswire is about. And then we're going to scan hundreds of newspapers and blogs for you and pull out relevant news stories into your newswire. So say you love web news, but you're also interested in electric cars, for example. You're going to be able to create your newswire on electric cars and share the whole thing, just like a playlist, not just one article thrown at on Twitter, hoping for people to pay attention to it, but actually the whole thing, just like a playlist. And or you can subscribe to top curators newswire, say Tesla's founders newswire, for example. And so how do you make money with that? The web-based app is backed with ad revenue, and the iPhone and iPad apps, which are coming up, are going to be for sale for a few dollars, non-subscription.
Great. The concept is great, but we didn't actually get to see it at all. So that's a little bit of a problem. Where can we see it? Did you actually show the product tonight?
No, it's still in beta. We're sending invitations next week.
Okay.
So if you go on.
But there is a video demo available.
Yeah, there is.
Okay, let me go see that. Or is it? Here we go. The Newz Alpha.
On YouTube or in Vimeo, we have the last video. You might see the alpha version. No, not this one. Not this one.
Not this one. Okay, so I should go to Vimeo.
This one, definitely not. This is like a raw adaptation of our data mining and data mapping technology that we had previously, and the next version is definitely upgraded, tremendously upgraded from that.
Great. So I would find that on Vimeo?
Yeah, you can find it on Vimeo or actually YouTube as well.
The Newz, just search for the Newz maybe?
Yeah.
There we go, the Newz, 15 days ago. Yeah, this is one of these apps that we'd actually have to see. So this is an iPhone app, or how does it work?
It's web-based for the moment. This is going to be web-based at the beginning. You're not going to ask like so much of an insight looking at that. It's just like a promotion video.
Okay, so this is like your pitch, yeah. Okay, so yeah, these kind of pitch things are great for dumb investors, but I need to actually see the product to make a judgment on it. This concept's been out for a long time, obviously. Curated news, everybody wants to make this work, and nobody's ever really made it work, let's be honest. People do select what RSS feeds to follow. You had Net Vibes, which was a French company. You had Page Flakes. You had Yahoo, myyahoo.com. You've had a lot of attempts for you to go customize what you want. Then you've had people like Dig, the latest version, who said, hey, we're going to figure out what you want. That didn't work. Then you have people who have a community figuring out what works. Right now, the way most people are getting their news is either through going direct to the news sources they like, and there's usually a half dozen that people like, or the next way they do it is they just watch the links coming up on Yahoo and the links coming up on Facebook. And I think the people who are going to win are the ones who can serve you up something interesting. However, it somehow incorporates your social graph and your social feed, and that's where the win's going to be. What did you think, Tyler? It's very hard to judge this one because we don't have a product.
Hard to judge. Other than whoever edited that video did a dang good job of it. That's
good-looking video.
Very nice job.
If that's a good indication.
Right. Yeah. Apply that to the product, then you've got something.
I do find that young entrepreneurs sometimes do this a lot. They get very concerned with the pitch, the pitch deck, and what it turns out actually is, I spoke at Caltech, a college here in Pasadena, California, and I told them, if you're an idea person and you're like an MBA, like the technology world does not favor you anymore.
Right. Moves too fast.
You're just going to be too slow. The people who are really valued are the people who actually build products that people can then play with. And the investment decisions today are being made based upon a pool of applicants who have something to show. If you don't have something to show, you're not going to get funding. So something like Balloon you can play with, and you can see in the field, and you can say, okay, yeah, it's got this thing that's not right. The pricing's not exactly perfect. There should be a free version, or you really need to have an Android version or a tablet. Or, people can argue what the nuances of the product should be, but at least they can have that discussion. When you're talking about, I have an idea, or I have some thesis, that puts you in the bucket of idea person, and idea people are out right now. Nobody wants idea people. They want iteration people, and rightfully so. The people who should get rewarded are not the BS artists, the MBAs. I'm not saying you're this. Watch, let me put a disclaimer there. But you're going to get a lot more credibility by actually having even the simplest of products. Even the simplest of products is better than a presentation deck. Nobody wants to sit through PowerPoint or a flashy video. They want to see the product in the field. Correct, Tyler?
Yes.
Okay, so well done, but I'm interested in seeing the product. So tweet me at Jason when you have the product ready.
Okay, you actually invited me to next TWiST?
Yes, absolutely. You have a permanent invite, everybody.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Thanks, bye.
Okay, so I really liked, Kirsten, the selection of companies, and quality was all very high. Presentations were all very solid. I think I would say everything here is, without seeing Newz, we have to take that out, but i-Dispo and Balloon, these are companies that are ready for funding. I would say that the execution shown in both of those companies is fundable, Balloon especially. And so, Tyler, you want to rank them and just say a few words about them?
I love the fact that, Balloon, the fact that he's going to the New York week where they have tons of events going on.
Yeah, too many events.
Yeah, the trick there is to find out who's running those events now.
Yeah.
Let them know about it now.
Because they're going to be busy.
Oh yeah, oh my God, like running an event is like putting on 5 weddings in one weekend, right?
It is, in fact. That's a great analogy.
Yeah, so get involved with them now, and you, like Jason said, you might have to offer it to them free the first time.
I mean, it's got to be free right now. Just be free.
A lot of those New York Week tech events are actually quite small. Some of them are bigger, but there's actually a ton of little ones, which play again to, like, if they're under 100 people or whatever, let them have it. So
let them have it.
Let the conference that has 1,000 people pay for it.
Yeah, right. Over 500 participants, people pay. Whatever. Some benchmark like that, 200, whatever. Or if you want the reporting, or if you want it permanently saved. Yeah, maybe that could be it. If you want to be able to download it and permanently save it on the web, other things get turned off.
i-Dispo, I love the idea of medical, dental, there's even in that domain alone.
Yeah, you have ZocDoc here in New York has really taken hold, although they're not really talked about that much. I think they were TechCrunch 50, second year company.
Auto repair. I mean, it's one of those ideas that you just,
Yeah. Availability is...
Yeah, but I think the key there is to make it super simple for these dentists and auto repair places to...
Right. Or super simple for the people who already aggregate them to share that information.
Yes.
And then set rules around the sharing of it. So if I'm ZocDoc and you want this availability, it needs to carry a direct permalink back to the availability. And if you put that in the user requirements, there's no reason they wouldn't make it available through your API.
Yep.
And you know what? You probably save them from having to build their own API.
Yep.
So it could become like Twilio or other API
of events.
Of appointments.
Yeah, appointments.
Of availability. I mean, yeah, fantastic. So rank them in order. First place goes to, third place goes to?
Third is the Newz.
The Newz, okay.
And second, i-Distro. Number 1 is Balloon, yeah.
Yeah, okay. And for me, third place, the Newz. Second place, i-Dispo. And first place, very clear winner, Balloon. I would say Balloon is...
a year from now, i-Distro could be
i-Dispo,
number 1, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, see, the thing is, i-Dispo is such a big vision.
Platforms are like that inherently. They either take or so.
It's going to be harder for an i-Dispo, from what I hear you saying, to reach scale, and it's going to be easier.
In the short term.
Yeah, it's going to be easier for Balloon to build a comprehensive product.
Yes.
But
once i-Dispo gets some traction, then it's unstoppable.
And one great way to get traction is through search engine marketing. That's why Trada. It's a crowdsourced pay-per-click marketplace. They make online advertising easy for startups and entrepreneurs. Everybody knows what SEM is. You're buying paid search clicks. And Trada has 1,000 paid search experts who either moonlight or who work full-time on the system. And they will find the keywords, and they'll write the ad copy for you. They'll do all those hard things that you don't know how to do and get traffic to your site for the price you want to pay and get them in that conversion funnel.
The part that people forget about Trada is Google invested in them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
If Google owns the marketplace and then they pay them to be the people who the people who teach people how to use the marketplace and who manage it for them, that is the biggest compliment you can get. If you're a paid search expert as well, you're going to want to put your skills to use at the Trada website and make some cash by helping startups and other companies leverage SEM, search engine marketing. So learn how Trada can help you earn extra income at the Trada homepage. And it's really interesting. They keep track of who are the best SEMs.
Right.
And so you see the track record. Oh,
Right.
Tyler has done 25 campaigns, has a rating of this. Jason has 32. So it becomes competitive for the SEMs.
Yep.
And if you're good, and hey, listen, that's what they want is the best half of the SEMs. If you're the top, third of your class, you're probably going to do really well on there, and more work will come to you. So it's really brilliant. And if you make any kind of a buy on Trada, we're having a little contest, which is really interesting. Basically, if you email any receipt from Trada to contest at this weekend, I will read a commercial for your startup on the air. So you're basically going to get a $3,000 commercial on This Week in Startups, which is what it costs to advertise on this show, because it goes out to 100,000 people. You're going to get a free ad on this show. And I will read your ad with as much passion and as much zeal as I give to Trada and MailChimp, provided you're not providing a service that's illegal or doing something ridiculously insane. I mean, there's going to have to be some line that will be drawn. So if you're doing something, assassinations or killing puppies, I'm not going to read an ad for that. If you're killing SeaWorld employees, I will read an ad for that. Okay, let's get back to the show. Thank you to Trada. Everybody say thank you at Trada on their Twitter accounts. Kirsten, are you there?
I am here. Jason, thank you. Great feedback as always. Tyler, of course, as well. Was very insightful again. My co-organizer would like to say hi as well.
Oh, great.
From the French Ycombinator.
Oh, wow.
This is Vincent.
Yeah, hi, Jason. So we are partner, and we wanted to improve and with Kirsten to develop this great idea in TWiST Paris with you, and we found it, let's say, the first European combinator in Paris and in Europe.
So we already look forward to July, and thanks to Microsoft as well. Great room, great.
Hello, Jason. Very happy to be hosting the TWiST here in Paris.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the support, Microsoft. Xbox, awesome product. Play with it often. And Bing, search engine.
Microsoft is really, I got to hand it to Microsoft. They're really starting to support startups, and they're making a real effort to get in on the ground level. So.
Yeah. They understand it.
Yeah.
And the Bing search engine really, I have to say, is very impressive that they have matched the quality of Google so quickly.
It's not only so much that, I've noticed Google is being forced to innovate in the last year.
Yeah, Google's stealing their features.
Yeah, but
I mean, the Google photo on the homepage is directly stolen from Bing.
Yep.
That's great. Imitation is the greatest form of flattery. Thank you to Microsoft. Thank you to the Ycombinator of Paris. And July, it's a little hot in Paris, correct?
Not bad.
Well, it's a little hot, but it's nice and summertime, so...
Yeah. Maybe we should go.
Yeah.
Should we go?
Oh, hell yeah.
I think maybe we should come out.
Yeah.
If we do it in the second half, maybe we should come out.
Yeah.
I could use a weekend in Paris. Bring my wife, huh? Yeah. Maybe go to the south of France, a little Saint-Remy. That's where I like to go.
Yeah.
I like Saint-Remy. That's where I go. And you know what I do when I'm in Saint-Remy? I go antiquing. True. I'm not kidding.
The whole crew back here.
I'm not kidding.
The whole crew just
Last
fell
year,
on the floor. It was
no, 2
awesome.
years ago, I went to Barcelona, and then I drove to Saint-Remy to go antiquing.
On your Vespa?
No, in a BMW.
Oh.
And the crazy thing is, I get warned, be
What
careful in the
color?
south of France, because they will, if they see you, they will give you a speeding ticket. And I like to speed. I did. I don't do it anymore. But back then, I was going fast.
Yeah.
And I got pulled over by the police. And let me tell you something. In the south of France, you pay for the ticket on the side of the road. So you better, and Loïc Lemaire told me, if you get caught for a ticket, you better have cash on you.
Oh, wow.
Because if not, they take you to an ATM. And it can become like a whole thing. And if the ATM doesn't work, they take your passport. I mean,
wow.
Yeah, it's pretty serious. So luckily, I put an extra like 500 euros in my pocket, and I had the 100 euros to give the guys. They probably bought lunch. But be careful in the south of France if you speed. But I cannot tell you, the light in the south of France, in Saint-Remy, when it is like just in the late afternoon and you're having a pastis or a Ricard, on the threes with the ice and the water, and I mix the ice and the water into the Ricard, and I'm just lounging in the backyard. Oh, Then after a full day of antiquing, because it's exhausting.
With your scarf over your shoulder, yeah?
No, but
beret,
that's what I love. So maybe what we do is we do Paris and then we zip down.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Kirsten. Great job, as always.
Thank you, Jason and Tyler. Great episode, as always.
Au revoir. Au revoir. Wow, that was fantastic. I am so blown away. And this is why, we really need to, it's great that we're doing them quarterly. So London will be coming up again. Now we're doing these quarterly. What will be the next country or the next city?
I want to see an Asian country.
It would be great if Tokyo. Can you imagine if Shanghai did this? No, but we really need somebody to do this in Shanghai or Beijing or Seoul or Tokyo or the Philippines. Somebody needs to step up in Asia and do this in a country because, everybody's talking about, oh my God, Europe, it's over for Europe, but it's not. Look at the innovation. These companies are fantastic.
Yeah.
So somebody wake up in Seoul, Tokyo, Shanghai, Beijing, or the Philippines, Manila, whatever. Thanks to MailChimp and Trada for their sponsorship. Independent media like this would not be possible without their support. If you have a question that you want me to ask or Tyler to answer, just email askjason@thisweekend. If you're not following us on Twitter, you should do that right now. It's @TWI Startups. Never miss an episode. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/show/This Week in Startups. Thank you to the crew for laughing at my weekend pursuits. But great job on making everything perfect. And Tyler, how's Skweal going?
It's going great. It's it's for businesses. It's not for consumers. But if you
let's just say if you're at a restaurant and things are not going your way, you just go to Skweal, SKWEAL.
No, but I'm not telling people to do that.
No, I know that, but I am. So if you are at a restaurant, here it is, Skweal.com. It's not an iPhone app. It's just a website that works on your iPhone. Everybody go to Skweal.com. I want everybody to
if you know
SKWEAL.com.
If you know a retailer or a hoteler or a restaurant and
somebody who runs like a big one. Yeah.
If you know somebody that runs a business that has lots of
email
customers,
Tyler
let them know about
Tyler at Skweal.
Sure.
But what you really want to do is, if you want to, next time you have bad service, you go to Skweal and you report it, and I guarantee you, it's going to work, and you're going to get probably a free cup of coffee, or you may get your meal comped or something, the manager. But you're going to get better service, that's for sure. Thank you to Skweal for sponsoring This Week in Startups. We'll see you next time on This Week in Startups.
That's what it's all about, man. They said money is the root of all evil. What? Funny how it feeds my people. Yeah. We ain't gonna live like equals until we get the money, spend the money, and defeat you. Yeah. Money is the root of all evil. What? Funny how it feeds my people. Yeah. We ain't gonna live like equals until we get the money, spend the money, and defeat you.